5 things men notice about women before he decides to go out on a date with her. Listen up, because these are personal. All right, but before we talk about it.
Hey, we're Terence and God-Ordained Union. We're here to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to help increase God-Ordained unions.
Yes, yes. So if you are single and you are desiring to be married and you feel like you've been waiting for a long time, this is the channel for you. Because on this channel, we encourage those who are single, who want to be married, but not just married to your person, the person who God tailor-made for you. Anybody can get married, but when it is God ordained, and that's not just a brand or anything, that is the truth. When it is God ordained, there is a peace about it. There's assignment and purpose with it. There's fruitfulness with it. There's abundance. It's the right fit. And so the person will have grace for you and you will have grace for that person. And you will know that that's your person. So on this channel, we are helping you get to your person. We're just doing our little part. There's other channels that you can watch and that we refer you to. But on this channel, we are helping you to get to your person. And we do that simply by sharing our testimony, things that the Word of God is saying. And we also make you aware that the devil does not want you, the enemy does not want you to be married, not to your person. Because he don't care if you get married. He just don't want it to be to the person God has for you, his perfect will for you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share. Somebody asked in the comments the other day, is it all right if I can share this video on my Facebook page? Absolutely. Share. We go live every Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do pre-recorded videos like this one every Sundays and Thursdays at
8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. And we have a private group that meets off of YouTube every first and third Tuesdays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we also have an intercessory prayer call that we do that is
on Fridays from 11:50 p.m. until
so into midnight. So to learn more about all of that or any of that, you can go below to the description or you can go to our website, GodOrdainedUnion.com. All right, we're going to jump right in. Because I know the ladies especially want to know this, and maybe the men may want to know this as well. So we always get comments about dating. We always get comments about dating and what it looked like for us. As Terence will tell you, he was a no-nonsense dater. So he was intentional. You was looking for
I wanted the person God had for me.
Right.
And I let that be known up front.
Right.
So if it wasn't you, I'm sorry. Wasn't trying to be rude, but you had to go.
Okay. So I know these are kind of general, but they're also personal.
They're general, they're personal, and they're in no specific order.
Okay.
So.
And is this...
Go ahead.
I didn't see your whole list. I kind of glanced at it. But are you saying... Well, is attraction on your list or this is outside of attraction?
No, this is outside of attraction.
Okay, so
this is outside of attraction. Because we're going to take for granted, and I hate to say that word, but we're going to take for granted that you wouldn't even be having this conversation if one of you wasn't attracted to the other. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So you wouldn't even meet somebody in order for him to know that there's a first date coming.
Right.
If he didn't find you attractive, you didn't find him attractive, y'all agreed to go on a date, and this is that space in between.
Okay, so this might be like a phone conversation.
Yeah, this might be a phone conversation. It might be if you just happen to live in the same neighborhood and you just happen to run into each other, before the date actually
and
came.
Have a small talk
and have a small conversation.
Oh, okay.
Guys, once they meet you,
good guys,
they're watching, and because they're looking for some things that they don't have to ask, because guys don't do a lot of talking. So
so if it's on the phone, they listening.
So if it's on the phone, we're listening. Yes, we're looking for some things within words and tones and
okay. Well, give it to us, or give it to them, because I got mine. Give it to them.
The first thing is, and like I said, this is in no order, but the first thing is going to be if your self-esteem. We want to know that you're excited about being who you are. If you love yourself. If you don't have self-esteem and you care about yourself, it points out some things to us. Maybe, I don't know if I want to get invested in somebody that's coming to the table with some issues that hadn't been resolved yet.
So like low self-esteem?
Low self-esteem, are you, and here's how we know, just so y'all know, here's how we know. First of all, are you apologizing as you share things about yourself? Things that didn't go right. Are you taking credit for it all? Well, I messed up here. I didn't do this right. I was just so
I need
such
to
and
lose
such,
20 pounds.
And in the past relationship or the past 2 relationships, they told me that, both of them said if I could just lose a little bit of weight, or, you're taking the blame for a lot of stuff. And that says, oh, she might have some self-esteem issues. Okay. Another is if you can.
That's number 2?
No.
Oh, this is all
this
under
is just
number 1.
another way of just telling. Another way for me to tell, or guys to tell if you have some sort of low self-esteem. If you're kind of looking like you don't want to have eye contact. You know what I mean? You're kind of looking at the ground. You don't want to look up when we're talking. And it's like something's wrong. She's intimidated or something is off because she won't look at me. So that's a telltale sign right there that you may have some low self-esteem issues. Yeah. If another one would be,
and all this is under number 1.
All of this is still under number 1. Yeah, all this is still under number 1. Another one is if you speak negatively about yourself. When a person asks you, well, tell me something about yourself. And you start to talking, but then you kind of start into this negative spiral where you're starting to put yourself down. You need to work on this. You wish you was this better. And it's like, what? And so, those things stand out to us like, she might have some low self-esteem issues, which means you went through some things. But it also means that you may not have been delivered or you may not have been healed from those things. And so those are big telltale signs. And we can tell that before the first date, depending on how long the conversation goes when we first meet.
So you could feel that whether it's in the phone conversation or if you just having say if you met each other at the grocery store.
Yeah, I don't have to be watching you to hear those things in the conversation. I can hear those things. And I'm pretty sure most men can because, if we're listening intently, and I was listening intently, you can hear those things. Now, I can say this about you. In our situation, what I loved about you was you didn't have low self-esteem. You actually had a lot of energy. As a matter of fact, you was so busy. And I like that about you because it made me feel like when we talked about like expansion. I was thinking our conversations was talking about growth and expansion. And I like that.
It's so fun. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Before they come for me in the comments.
They're not going to come for you.
It's so funny because unhealed men, or what a lot of women call narcissists. I'm so glad I missed that phase of the term narcissist. Like I never had to identify a guy in my past as a narcissist because that word wasn't out then. But what people would, call a narcissist or whatever, those types of men, they love women with low self-esteem. They prey on women with low self-esteem. And so you might think it's a safe space. You can have your low self-esteem with this man who's accepting you like that. And it could be a setup. I'm not saying that a good man is not going to embrace your low self-esteem because a good man, if he see other great qualities about you, but that is bait for a narcissist man and a man who also has low self-esteem. It is bait for them if you got low self-esteem.
Cool. Another thing, number two is, and I'm just jumping all around here, but number two is how you communicate. Now, what I mean by how you communicate, your tone. Do you come across as,
aggressive.
You're aggressive, or you come across like you hate me, like almost like you are accusing guys, or you're punishing guys for something, all guys, for what somebody in the past did to you. You just got this, like you're on edge. You just waiting to just shoot off on us a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, it almost puts us back on our defense, where we're thinking, I'm on edge. I'm sitting here thinking, maybe I shouldn't say nothing about nothing, just so I don't cause her to go step across that line and just go shell on me. But yeah, it's about your communication skills. Are you articulate?
Are you listening?
Yeah, are you listening to us? Are you actually looking as if you're interested in what I'm talking about? And again, communication, maybe not always what you say. Are we having eye contact? If we're in person, if we're on the phone, I'm listening to see, how you describe things, how you describe other people. Are you being negative? Yes.
Are you engaging?
Yes. Now, engaging is awesome. Even, are you laughing? Even at the jokes that might be corny? Are you trying to make the conversation, or are you just sitting back,
boring,
like you're prejudging me, like you're saying, he's this type of person, he's that type of person, over the telephone, and that's cool, because we're doing the same thing. We're doing the same thing, but are you really, like you just said, engaging to where it's like you're really open to if this is going to, possibly go somewhere? Yeah. So communication is number two. Number three is actually the opposite of number one. I'm looking for your energy. I'm looking to see if you just bubbly, if you're like, if we, now, because this is going to make me decide or think about when we're going to date. She liable to be the life of the party, because she seems like she's got a lot of fun in her. She seems like she's just excited, like she's on a whole nother level. She's having fun by herself. So I know when just on the phone, we're having fun talking. So I know when we go and we're around other people, she's just going to be mingling and having fun and just treating everybody like she's just having a blast. And that's a huge thing for me. That's a huge thing. Nobody wants to go out with a, Debbie Downer, Yeah. And number four is going to be actually how you react around other people. Now, I can't see that over the telephone, but I can listen to how you're describing folks. I can listen to how you describe, if you talk about your coworkers, if you talk about family, but you got a problem with every one of them. Somebody always got something going on that's wrong that you just don't approve of, or you think is bad, or you think they need to improve or work on something. It's like, man, everybody jacked up, except for her, except for you. Everybody jacked up. So
you said you had went out with in the past. We're talking about the past.
Many, many, many years ago, I went out with the woman, and we got to the restaurant. We met at the restaurant because we didn't live close to each other. So we met at this restaurant, and I'm telling you, she just tore that restaurant up. She talked about the waiters. She talked about waiters that wasn't even ours. She talked about people that were sitting at other tables. I mean, right next to us where they can even hear. And it's like, what in the world are you doing? I could not wait. I could not wait for that day to be over. And needless to say, that was the first and the last time I saw her.
Wow.
Because, look, there's one thing about if somebody did something and it's blatant and you say, okay, she's responding or reacting to a situation, even if she overreacted, something happened to cause it. But for you to just talk about people,
right,
for no reason,
rip them apart,
and everybody, how they're eating, how they're serving. Look,
wow,
come on.
But a lot of people do that, and I definitely ain't trying to make an excuse for it. But you could tell people who don't have, and this is men or women, you could tell people who don't have good communication, because that becomes their communication, because they don't have anything else to talk about. That talking about people is their way of conversation.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
And it's bad because talking out loud like she was, where everybody can hear. And then when people look at her, it's like, what are you looking at? It's like, I'm thinking, how did I get in this situation? What did I do to deserve this type of night?
Wow.
Couldn't wait for that night to be over.
Wow.
Couldn't wait for it to be over. So, and what was that? Number 4?
Yeah.
That was number 4. And number 5 is, what I said number 5 is? Number 5, this is probably the most important to me, almost. Do it look like you brought your authentic self, or am I talking to the authentic you, or are you introducing me to your representative? I want to know, are you trying to impress me? Are you trying to, are you down to earth? I want to know if you're bougie. True. And then bougie ain't a bad thing because she bougie. Bougie than I am, and I know I'm bougie. So being bougie ain't a bad thing. I love bougie. But, is she trying to impress me? Is she down to earth? If she actually looks like she is a diverse of different things. I'm trying to figure out if this is the real person or not. And I believe most guys are doing the same thing. They're trying to figure out who did I ask out? And is this really her, or is this somebody she sent to represent her? That's huge. That's huge because I'm looking for the authentic person. This right here, what you see is what you get. What y'all see on here is truly who she is. She has a heart bigger than anybody. She loves giving.
My energy.
Her energy's up, and she can multitask with so many things because she's trying to do so much to help so many people. Yeah, this is the real deal right here. And what I love about her is everything that I learned about her complements what I love to do or who I am. For an example, I believe I'm articulate, but her love language is words of affirmation. So when I found that out, I was like, yes, because I don't have a problem whether it's saying a poem, whether it's writing a letter, whether it's sending a song, whether it's saying I love, none of those things I got a problem with. So the fact that I can say some things and my words mean something to her when she hears them, that's huge. Okay, that's really huge. Another thing is her authentic self is we have so much in common. For an example, we both from a big family. So when we were talking, there are things that came up that we both could yep, right? Because we were very, very familiar with those things because we both come from a big family. So go ahead.
No, keep going.
Oh, okay. Keep going. Okay. Another thing is she likes living in the clouds. What I mean living in the clouds is she knows what God has promised her. And she's looking for those things. She's out doing something to advance herself, to advance the kingdom. And that is huge for me because I don't care, for one, speaking negative, two, speaking death to my own future. And she is totally opposite. We're on board with and she loves the Lord. I knew that when I first spoke to her. And that was huge for me because she even taught me a lot about the word because I've been to church, but I haven't been to church like she been to church. And the things she understood about church and how it works, that type of thing. I learned a lot about church. And that's why I love doing this channel now because it's all Bible-based. It's all Bible-based. And all we want to do is please the Lord.
Yeah.
And that's my girl right there.
All right. So let's spin the block back on this bougie thing.
Okay.
So, but y'all who don't know, y'all don't know this. His family, they joke a lot and call me bougie. Well, they've been called him bougie, but they really call me bougie. But I'm like, I come from the projects. Like, how do I'm like, I don't care. They don't believe me. Like, I cannot express it enough. I know what food stamps is. Had to use them. And I'm talking about the books that you tear out the dollars. Well, maybe y'all don't remember those, but I'm saying, and I think that's the difference. It's like I want better, but I know where I come from. I know where, you know what I mean? What you see is what you get. These nails coming off if they need to come off, and you know what I mean. But I'm saying, I think that came across even on my profile, on my social media. Like I don't know who else to be. I don't know who else to be. I'm going to break. You know, I could go from Ebonics, and I could converse with the best of them. But I could also, I know what it is to splice sentences and you know, and dangle participles and all of that. I know what that is, and I think that has to come across in your true, authentic self. Like you got to be your, like you said, you got to, and I think that's what connected us. Like our very first conversation. Because I don't know, when you saw me, I don't know when you saw me, when you saw my profile, you saw, I don't know, one part of who I was. Mm-hmm. But when we had a conversation, I don't know.
Here's what came across about you. Okay. Like you said, I saw your picture, then I read your profile. I read what you wrote about yourself. Mm-hmm. But then we had a conversation. Mm-hmm. And here's what comes across. What I love about you is, to me, what really showed up was, to me, you had a smorgasbord of experiences in different areas
of life.
You wasn't just from the projects. You also was from New York. Then you went down south. Then you went further down south because you're in North Carolina here. You're educated. You work for the government. You worked your own business. You had all these different things. And the great thing about it was, it didn't matter of what level conversation we was having.
Right.
It was a comfortable conversation with you. You know what I mean? And not once did you sound like either you were talking down to me or you was over your head. You know what I mean? It's like you was in comfortable waters, no matter where the conversation went, no matter what the topic was, whether we talked about our siblings, or whether we talked about spades, whether we talked about church, whether we talked about driving back and forth from here up north. You was very comfortable with every conversation. Even as far as if we talked about going to museums or to different things, you was still comfortable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you was still comfortable. And I was like, oh, she has a very diverse background, and that makes her all around. And it really showed in everything that we've done up till now. It's still showing.
And that's how my girlfriends are. My girlfriends are the same way. They are just like you. They are, or just like me. They are very diverse in different areas. We come straight from, PG County girls. Like we've been on one side of PG County and the other side. Like grew up inside the Beltway and also latter years outside the Beltway. So we know, and I thank God for that type of diverse upbringing. Yeah.
And go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so, if you're having these conversations, or say, even if it's like online dating, or you're talking and you're ready to get to that first date, or even if he made plans and y'all were having these conversations and all of a sudden he canceled the date, it could be one of these 5 things that he heard
come across
that
very one-sided, and he prejudged that and said, maybe.
Yeah, and I think the best thing is to just be yourself, and to be, and let me go backwards a step. You gotta be you, and you gotta be okay with you. And I know this sounds weird and cliche, but you really do have to love you, because nobody else can love you. You can't, if you don't love you, you can't expect anybody else to know how to love you, because they don't even know who they loving.
Right. They're going to look to how you treat yourself.
Yes.
And they're going to use that as an indicator of how they should treat you.
And they probably don't want to waste time and effort on, that's a project. It really is, day after day after day, trying to convince somebody that they're beautiful, that they're smart, that they're, that they're worthy, and
that they're unique.
It does take a toll. It does take a toll out of, that you're trying to pull somebody. Not to say, nobody won't have grace for you, but you want to go into a situation, or potential prospect, we're intentional with this thing. You want to go into it with confidence, and being yourself.
And here's the thing: the person that God has for you wants you exactly the way you are.
Right.
So you need to be yourself. So when that person run into you, they know that's exactly what they've been looking for.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
So there's a lot going on outside of just what you think you're saying, and how you think you come across versus how they took it, and their perspective of what they heard and what they're saying.
Yeah. And I think isn't it like when men say I think when they say they love natural beauty, or they love, the girl next door, it's because that is a very authentic version of a woman.
You want me to tell you why? Whether y'all know it or not, ladies, when y'all know a guy and you have no romantic interest in that guy, you treat him so cool. But it seems like as soon as there's a possibility that there can, even if there ain't never been, but there's a possibility that there could be, it's almost like you treat him different. It's like you're expecting something, but the guy next door, hey, Bobby, he's out there, whatever, and you just, hey, how you doing? You don't care what friends are with you, even if a dude is with you. Hey, and Bobby's over there like, okay, hey, how you doing, neighbor? But the guy that's with you, like, dang, she didn't holler at me like that. Not supposed to be a man.
Yeah,
wow. It just seems different.
It's a genuine. Yeah. And if it's like they know the real you. They know the real you. And
it's like guys are looking for that day when you actually have sweats on and you just chilling. You're not trying to impress anybody. You're just hanging out at home or whatever you're doing, but you're just chilling. You're dressed down and you're just, because to us, that looks like you're actually comfortable. And we're like, that's the real her.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There she go. It only took 2 months for her to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My most compliments, because you give me a lot, but my most compliments is when I am washing my hair and I put them in 2 braids, or I get like the way you stare at me is like, stop staring at me. Like, but yeah, when I
got sisters, they always look comfortable in the evening when they put the braids in their head and they go to do whatever they're doing. They think, well, it's after this time, ain't nobody watching. Now I can relax. Now I can let me out.
And that's who they really want. That's who men really want.
Yeah. They want to know the authentic you.
The authentic you.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, ladies, there you have it. So if he cancels the date and you was really optimistic about this person, you might have said something, or he might have heard something or saw something that turned him off. And let's just, you got to do the same thing. We're talking about being with somebody forever.
Yeah.
You got to really be listening as well.
And that's why everything is important. Not just one thing, but everything. Because you're trying to be with this person, as she just said, forever, ever.
And you doing purpose with this person. It's like, ooh.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it.
So I hope this make you think about a person that you met, that you're about to go on a first date with, and what y'all are seeing, what you're thinking about each other before you actually go out on the date.
And let me just drop this, ladies. When you get to the date, embrace them with a hug. It doesn't have to be a bosom hug.
A seductive
hug. But greet him. Greet him.
Like you meant to be there.
Like you're excited to see him.
And fellas, show her that she's with you for that night. Even if that's the only time y'all go out, show her that you got her covered. That you see her. that you acknowledge her, that she's with you. And for that night, she's your lady. Treat her like she's your lady.
You ain't treat that woman like that when you was on that.
She didn't deserve it. She didn't deserve it. There's some things I can't overcome. That's what, if you treating other people like crap, I
would have loved to see you on these dates, because from the stories we talk, you're very no nonsense. Even your profile was no nonsense. I was like, oh, I like him. He no nonsense. He no nonsense. I was like, oh yeah, he's butter.
But you're no nonsense too, though.
When I read your profile, I felt like I was reading myself. I felt like I wrote that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many similarities to our personalities that it's like,
literally an image of one another. So, all right.
So with that being said, we pray this leads you back to the Lord and what his word says regarding you.
And character.
And we look forward to seeing you guys in our next video.
All right.
Peace.